In the Kerch Strait, the narrow channel separating Crimea from mainland Russia, time is running out. Winds are picking up and the water is getting choppy, a premonition of the winter storms that will be here in little more than a month. Once they hit, the work of these men will be even harder. They are building a 19-kilometer bridge with which the Russian government hopes to tie Crimea even closer to Russia, 2.5 years after Moscow annexed the territory from Ukraine. The annexation has come at a high price for Crimea itself as well as Russia. The peninsula, until then dependent on Ukraine for everything from energy to food, is still suffering from supply bottlenecks. Sanctions imposed by Europe and America in response to Russia's territorial grab have hit both the Crimean economy and the inner circle of President Vladimir Putin.
Under 3 executive orders to maintain the integrity of the current sanctions imposed on Russia.
With the bridge, the country tries to show that it can manage despite all this. The Kremlin awarded the main contract for the project to Stroygazmontaj, a company controlled by Arkady Rotenberg, a long-time friend of Mr. Putin's. Both Mr. Rotenberg personally and the company are under sanctions, barring them from raising money internationally, buying foreign-made equipment, or using foreign services or technology. That is a challenge because seismic activity, mud volcanoes, as well as frequent storms and ice drift during winter make building here very difficult. 228 billion rubles, or $3.5 billion, is earmarked for the project. Stroygazmontaj says 74 different options were considered before settling on the current design and location. That, searching for the right contractors and materials, and financing the project has led to delays. The company is now trying to make up for that by building on several sections simultaneously. The government insists that the crossing, with a 4-lane road bridge on one side and a rail link on the other, open in 2018. The most time-consuming work is anchoring the bridge safely in the soft ground of the Black Sea. The pillars rest on bundles of piles made of huge steel tubes with a concrete core. They are driven into the ground like the roots of a tree. In some places, the undersea silt layer is so thick that these have to be drilled down more than 90 meters deep. This week, the workers poured the first underwater pillar. It has more than 100 such concrete roots.
For Crimea and the Russian rule, building this bridge may be an economic necessity. But for Russia as a whole and for the leadership, this is as much an act of defiance. Kathrin Hille, Kerch Strait.